So,
welcome one, welcome all to Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, though I don't think that particularly matters. Yes, we're going to be playing through this. We know a little bit. Xanth over there has been doing some research and whatnot on how things work in this game compared
apparently
to the
two-hand
first.
weapons OP.
Yeah, apparently there are ways to build characters to where you basically just go through and one-shot bosses and things like that, even on Tactician mode, and to me, that doesn't sound fun
No, that's
at
not
all.
fun at all. I mean, sure, it'd be fun, like, for 10 seconds, and then it's like, this is boring.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, example, apparently mages are really underpowered in this one, though I guess we'll see about that. Because I'm still sticking with my roots, I'm sticking with my mage. I love mages. That's my playstyle. That's how I've always played any type of D&D game, except for whenever I actually played D&D, pen and paper, I was the warrior because nobody else wanted to be, and we needed a tank. So
I was a barbar.
yeah, barbear.
Stupid barbarian. With, like, negative to fucking intelligence.
Dude, you had like 2 intelligence. It was so bad. Anyway,
It was hilarious, though.
so we've gone through it, we created our characters. I mean, that was a lot of reading. That would have been an episode all in and of itself. But I'm going to be following roughly the same rules as our first Divinity playthrough. And that rule being that each episode's going to be about an hour long, give or take. Sometimes they're going to run a little longer, maybe a little bit shorter every now and then. The last episode of...
I'm out, you lost me at rules.
The last episode of our playthrough of Divinity Original Sin was like almost 3 hours long, but that's because I wasn't expecting the end area to take that long to get through, and I just wanted it to be over with. Great game, love it and everything. It's just I wanted it to be over with.
It's called the finale.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Perfect excuse.
Like 2.5 hour long finale. Yay! Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. Though before we do, occasionally we may end up having a third person in our group. A friend of ours who expressed interest in playing this game with us. It's just with schedules and whatnot, it's a bit difficult to get stuff like that lined up. So for the most part, it's just going to be Xanth and myself running through this, though occasionally you will see someone named Glyph in the videos. Funny guy. I think y'all like him. But let's go ahead and start this.
Also, I just want to point out, it's a lizard and a Mongolian. I feel like I need to turn down my sounds.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken, but instead I became part of their story.
Okay. I do apologize if the volume is a little loud in some spots. Recording system sounds, meaning the game, can be a little tricky to balance out. Oh, this is different.
Still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your...
Why do I feel like we just got experimented on? Just a thought.
What did they do to me?
Oh, I like the animations.
Okay, I got a dick with my windowed mode. My
I really like the animations on that.
my hotbar is Not hot. It's getting like cut off by my start menu.
Oh, that's interesting. I can see all the stuff in your bag.
What?
Yeah, tap I. And you can see all the stuff in mine. That's interesting.
Huh. Oh, I can't steal your shit. Damn it.
Source collar. Set source muted. Unbreakable. Cannot be unequipped. Okay. Ah, bucket helmet.
Boring.
Interesting.
Okay, so apparently fake full screen for this works better than windowed.
Yeah, that's what I've been using is fake full screen.
Because I tried fake full screen in the other one, but then my start menu would, or my start bar was cutting off everything.
Mm.
So what does it look like if we go like in opposite directions? Because it almost seems like kind of the camera wants to follow you around a bit. Yeah, like this is. I feel like I'm playing Super Smash Brothers.
The hell?
Camera angle's getting weird. Like, see, as we get further away, the camera angle gets pushed out further and further.
No, I don't really have that. There might be something in your settings.
I might need to dick around with that then. Because like as you're moving, my camera's moving. Like, see how my screen keeps moving?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really annoying.
Yeah, that would be really annoying. I didn't. I don't know if there's a way to change that. Like, the only camera options are lock mouse cursor to the window when in-game, which I don't want. Enable edge panning, which didn't make a difference.
I guess just Google search it real quick.
Close-up dialogue, dynamic camera, which didn't change it. Camera shake, and rotating minimap.
Again, I guess just Google search it real quick.
Well, that's the only camera options. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to change that. No, it doesn't seem like there's any way of changing that.
Well, that's
That's
annoying.
gonna really be fucking annoying as a secondary character. Because, like, the camera basically follows you around mostly. Like, and then it just kind of... Does it force us to have to go in the same direction 100% of the time? 'Cause that's what it kind of seems like.
Other switch, but
There's a switch. What the hell? Why is there a push panel in a ship?
oh, what the? Oh, okay.
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as the snoring Magister mumbles in...
It's my shift. Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy lizard? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face. A collared sauce freak thinks he can clobber a red. I should have known there'd be trouble.
Interesting. So that's what shocked status does now. Sorry, Xanth.
You're a dick.
Am I?
Yes. Let me cut you open and stitch you up. Tell me if I'm a dick. They did not make the targeting in this easier. Kick you in the balls, bitch.
Oh.
So you electrified me, chilled me, and then set me on fire. Still think you're not a dick?
So much for a peaceful stroll.
The prisoner's eyes meet yours. He speaks not with gratitude.
Oh, freedom.
And I can set you free in return. Say your prayers while you've breath to speak them.
Oh, so this guy's a cold-blooded murderer. Got it. Fucker already knows Fireball? Are you serious?
I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay, I can do it too.
Except you just put out his burning.
He's about to die.
You would have died if you didn't, you know, put him out.
What would he have to gain by killing me? Strange forces.
Do you like my helmet?
Did you put on a bucket?
Yes.
Wow.
Empty.
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to... You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Okay.
Why? Because we're at sea, of course.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that a new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to...
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your palm.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy. Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort...
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles... Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. The sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you now herself. Go ahead. She with the body.
I just want the bow on your back.
Yeah, it might be a while before we actually get weapons. I can give you this little, this thing I have. Here, I'll give this to you because...
A twig?
Not quite, but there you go. There. It's a knife.
Yay. I can poke somebody now. Might as well start calling me Stabby McGee. With his bucket helmet.
Oh, that's a thing.
I've never dined on anything less. Well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale head.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Oh, goodness, no. Don't even mention the demon's testes that are turnips. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions... As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom. You have the taste buds of a dung beetle.
Oh my god, some of this stuff is entertaining. As per your own testimony, you can tailor and you can groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle.
So, I met this guy, and he, like, apparently did some weird handshake where he was, like, pinching at the skin and rubbing on it and shit. One of the options, and of course I did it, was to reach over and start rubbing his hair. The guy was like, oh my, I must have crossed over some cultural taboo. My apologies.
Beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course. Oh, I see. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach 4.
So, wow. Okay, so the Red Prince is a dick. So he asked me 3 basic questions on, you know, if I can groom, cook, and all that. Try to go lay down. And then it basically boils down to, congratulations, you are now my slave. It's like, wait, what?
Well then.
Try to go lay down. I don't know what you want, dog. You have food, you have water, and you were outside for like an hour. Go lay down. I even played fetch with you today. Go lay down.
It was one of them. I know it.
Go lay down. Go lay down. Drag. Drag. Stop it.
They don't care about us.
You're heavy.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying
Like a
on.
90-pound German Shepherd.
One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arm.
Watch your back, you fish. There's a murderer on board.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck.
Inches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many moons ago.
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion. But Ifan grins, flashing.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pan. No, the dead man. Finn, is it? I'd no business with him.
He glances over at Magister Vic.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy. I've heard a lot. Nothing good. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
What did you do?
Found a Wendango.
What's happened?
And the murderer.
You found the murderer.
What happened? Must have been the water. Why? For good.
The lizard's eyes close as he slips. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stopped. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud.
Also, look in your inventory.
Momento. So yeah, people are dead. Oh cool, you gave me a whole bunch of wands. Where the hell did you find those?
There was a chest.
Of course there was.
Also, I'm looting what appears to need a ladle. They used to be people. I'm not kidding. Come over here. It looks like you need a ladle to clean up this mess. Wow.
Nope, she's dead too. And she has nothing on her. Figures.
I think this bitch murdered, like, everyone on the fucking ship. There's corpses everywhere.
Yeah, that explosion that happened killed, like, a lot of people.
And I was almost at the epicenter of it.
But of course, the hero of the story never dies. Some more dead people over here.
Motherfucker just got squished by a tentacle.
The Magister lies on the floor.
The hatch is blocked. I need to find another way. Damn it! Need to get off this wreck quick!
I died. Just because I missed a 5% chance. And by that I mean I had a 95% chance to hit.
Where are you?
Directly underneath you.
Let's see if I can just... Hell, be careful now, because it's the only red scroll that I have. This is a bummer.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like one of those things that you walk up a staircase or whatever and you're immediately in combat.
Want me to break it? Okay.
Yes, I was carrying around a water barrel. So why are we getting tentacle raped?
Good question.
I mean, at least take me out to dinner first.
Hot. So wait, what do we have to do?
Find survivors. Ultimately, we could be dicks and just leave, but I mean...
I'll find some survivors.
The Magister lies on the...
Oh, jeez.
Wait! Voidwoken!
Don't fireball the same one you just froze.
These mutinous bugs would sink the ship on my watch. I'll yield to none.
Let the games begin. I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Encourage, +1 strength, +1 finesse, +1 intelligence, and +1 constitution. Interesting.
Alright, beer time.
Let's head above decks for some.
Oh, no. That's gonna take way too long.
You're gonna take way too long.
You know, some women like that.
Wouldn't most?
I hear some.
Except technically wouldn't too long be too long? Just
Oh, shit.
for most women that would be probably like 6 hours.
Oh. What just happened? I don't know what happened. Something happened.
Maybe we failed the time limit and just got, well, tentacled to death? Or did you get on a boat?
No, I didn't.
So maybe we should just leave everybody behind.
I have plans for
Or
the future.
maybe this was intended?
Right.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
Okay.
So we ended up making it to Fort Joy anyway.
Yes, we did.
Did you see them? The Voidwoken? They made short bloody work of our ship.
Not telling if there are more ashore, but I doubt that save any of us again.
I thought the
Ancient
Order
statue
would get
of
rid of any
Brachus
trace of the old Source King.
Hey, there's a person over here.
There's a people.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his side.
Oh, that ring gives +1 to pyrokinetic. There's no gold, though. I don't think I can sell him enough things.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A dragon that marries an elf? That sounds coherent anyway.
You warmly tell the tale of the dragon, but despite your best efforts, you notice that your knowledge of legend...
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
There's things
The
to
child
murder
looks
over
at you
here.
straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than inside. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see. Guess I am.
Is it still doing that stretch thing where it like...
No, that was just the ship.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm assuming it'll do that in tight quarters areas. I'm so ashamed of my baldness that I have a bucket to cover it up.
Voidwook. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore.
Fuck you, guy. I'm gonna need a bigger boot.
Really?
You stare at the slain beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
They're just animals, easy enough to euthanize.
This is no time to linger. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
What?
There you go. Enjoy your refund.
Oh, cool. Oh god, this is going to get confusing really quick with this inventory setup.
Yeah, it's not quite the same as the other game, but I mean, it's not like it's hard to figure out. Well, it was fun. Really?
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady... Yes,
Hey,
you
Farron.
recognize him from the ship.
You should send me
It
that
would seem you're
knockdown
not the
arrow.
only
you
one
know.
who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer. Or a duel.
I did survive.
Unless you can throw it at something.
And chances are I wouldn't. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but nevertheless, one good turn does deserve. Now then, if there's nothing further, I'm sure.
He sighed.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
There's a squirrel riding a cat?
Memories.
He looks out
As for
cat?
I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon. Yes, but these were
Suddenly.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. The very same. I am, of course.
There's a brief moment.
That grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snap. Never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Then by all means.
He watches you depart without another word.
Screw that guy. But it's not a knockdown arrow that I have, it's an arrowhead.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Why is the cat that the squirrel's riding following you?
What's this? I found something. I need a shovel.
And now I have a cat following me. Farron, we need a shovel.
Hey, mister. I'm sure glad...
Natusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against...
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Natusa. To think you would lie to his only son. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance, Dallas.
Yes, Your Holiness.
I believe we're done here.
What a waste.
What the?
You'll be needed elsewhere.
Okay then. I need another ladle to loot these guys.
Actually, one thing I never found a use for in the other game, I never found a use for Whisperwood. I don't think there's anything else around here.
Come on, lay up.
If I don't eat bread, you help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling...
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your...
Ah, get out of here. The both of you.
The elf smiles and bows to you.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
To be honest, the game is similar in several ways, but it's almost completely different.
Do we want a ranger?
I feel like we'd be better off with double mages again.
And what?
Probably like another thief, basically. It's kind of the same party setup that we had last time. Unless, I mean, you want to spec in the thievery and whatnot.
Isn't that something rangers basically do?
Yeah, but I mean, you have to put points into, you know, or you know what I mean. Fuck. Seriously? There's not a confirm button? Well, that's annoying.
trying to find a shovel.
I feel him, but I do not see him. Thank you for your help with that, thug. No doubt he turns on you next. These humans hate us.
She bows.
It gives me a hair of Noah's in this cave. We trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power.
I feel him, but I do not see him. I'll stab you right in the eye! Shut! Got you!
Ah, yes.
Wait, before you go, I am not
They
here
have
without
people
your help.
with disease
I do not
outside
forget
the
this.
like
For you,
walls of the city or
prize.
whatever you want to call this.
Thank you.
If you walk next to them, you can get diseased.
Hmm.
Got you!
No one tells me there are so many children. An elf lives forever. If she stays away from... Look around you. Your stable population at its
I
finest.
feel him, but I do not see him.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns toward you when you approach. She smiles.
Ah, hello. I see you come a long way. I see you come here seeking a great adventure. Do you
Well, I'm
find
dead.
it?
What'd you do?
I talked to someone.
She laughed.
Many, even if we are here under unhappy circumstances, perhaps you keep going. I see it before my eyes.
Oh, and the guy had more initiative than me, and I didn't get one turn.
House.
And all I did was tell him I don't know where yarrow grows.
You should know we are nothing without our people. Now more than...
The soldier stiffened.
So, you likely do
You
not
should
know how to...
probably just reload.
I'm coming.
No, you should probably just reload. It saved 2 seconds before I talked to the guy. And the resurrection scrolls are like 500 gold.
An hour in and we're already reloading.
I magicked you, you're dead!
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of chance for me to make fun of you for talking to someone and then getting
Ah,
killed
my
because
friend.
of it.
What do you need? No one tells me that an elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire, she has no need for slimy, sticky, small ones.
You're cheating!
I know they help.
Got you! I got you!
I've spotted something.
No?
Let's hope this is worth the digging.
Oh, I found an ancient stone hatch. What's this do? Actually, I'm gonna go back up. Alright, so definitely interesting. Definitely gonna have to relearn some stuff, because it seems like they changed a fair amount in this game compared to, the first one. I'm not interested in eating a severed head. But, yeah. I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this first episode. I'm going to see if I can regroup with Xanth before he gets murdered again, or before I die. One of the two. And we'll go explore this little secret that I found. Because apparently lizards don't need a shovel. They can just dig on their own.
Oh, that works.
Yep. Alright. So, we will see you in the next episode.